Masechet Menahot Daf Nun Amud Aleph, third wide line. V'lo shulchan ela b'lechem hapanim b'Shabbat. He said the shulchan as well. I'm recording this Erev Shabbat Teruma, which is talks about the shulchan, and we inaugurated it with lechem hapanim for Shabbat. Ela b'chol, does that mean that during the weekday Hanuchei Hud Lo B'Hanech you can't inaugurate HaKadosh, but in regard to Kedusha Mekadosh it can become Kadosh. But the fact is that the Shulchan cannot make bread Kaddish during the week. The Gemara says, Higu Fakamash, I'm teaching you the Hidush. The Hinuch Vik Hidush, the Shulchan Shabbatu. No. The Shabbat bread is the inaugurating bread, inaugurating the way to inaugurate and the way to make it Kaddish. Then to say that, like the next part of the Mishnah says, also regarding the Menorah, it's also the lamp split in the afternoon. So what is teaching you? The inauguration of the lamps in the afternoon made it the kedusha for the inauguration for the menorah, and that's what we do in general. So too over here as well. The bread is done for the Shabbat one, and the inauguration is done for Shabbat. They are equal in that same format. This is the korban of the ketoret, offered on the outside mizbeach by a person versus inner korban by the sibur. Not only for that time, only the inauguration reason. Generally, the ketoret cannot be brought by a person, and it cannot be brought outside. It has to be on the inside. Now, when did this happen? Amar Papa, the Nisim is referring to the Nisim when they each brought their ketoret and the ve'ach. That is when this happened. Sounds like only, okay, if only a private person, a single person cannot bring in the outside for ketoret. But at the inner makriv you can bring it. But two, only private he can't do it outside. I see more, but outside he can. Whereas this doesn't make sense. But says, you might think that a person can promise to bring a donation korban, like the one offered the Ketorah inside the Beit Hamikdash. And I'll tell him the pasuk, that which you say, you shall make sure to do. And therefore you might think he has to do it because he said he's going to do it. The pasuk says, "Lo ta'alu alav terzera." Don't bring a unnecessary or an ineligible ketoret. Maybe only a private person can bring it because he can't bring it as a chiyub. But at tzibur, maybe I have to bring a donation ketoret. Because the tzibur generally does have a chiyub to bring ketoret. More of the pasuk says, "Lo ta'alu, don't bring it." Maybe you might think it only you can't do it in the inner korban. Maybe you could bring in the outer korban. מזבח, says, שם בין המשחה ותקטורת צמים לקודש ככל אשר ציוויתיך יעשו. אין לך אלא מה שאמור בעניין. You only had that was written in the Pesukim, teaching you that the halacha of the ketoret is only brought by the ksibur inside and not outside. So, and we also see that a private person cannot bring the ketoret inside, and the ksibur cannot bring it outside. So this is the exact opposite of what we implied before. This is okay, fine. Is teaching you the style of yani it's not easy to say. You don't need to teach me a case of the ketoret tzibur, ketoret brought by tzibur on the outside of Mizbeach. Because it never happens. Never a private person bringing a korban on the inner Mizbeach ketoret. Also never happened. Even a individual on the outside. Even that was found by the Nazim, that's only allowed because that was a special occasion, but in general, you cannot. Chavitei Kohen Gadol, the Chavitin of the Kohen Gadol. The Chavitin is the type of, it's like a type of wine flour mixed with other things. When he's inaugurated into Beit HaMikdash, the day of the inauguration for the Kohanim. And he has to bring the special Havitim Minha, the Kohen Gadol has to bring it every single day. Okay. You cannot bring it in half. So even though it is split in half, like we'll see, you bring a full isaron and you break it in half, you cannot bring it in in halves. Rather, you bring a full isaron, you split it in half, offer half in the morning and half in the afternoon. The Kohen Gadol offered half of his isaron in the morning and then he died before doing the afternoon one. ومن Kohen Ahad, and the new Kohen Gadol is replaced him again that day. لا بحسي يسرون من بيته. You don't bring a new half an Isaron from his house to bring for the afternoon mincha. Below Hatsi Isaron Shishon, you can't also bring the half Isaron that the leftover from the Kohen Gadol, the first one. It died. And maybe Isaron Shalem Ha'aseh, you bring the full one from your own house and you split it in half. Makriv Mehsa Mehsa Avid, you bring half and you destroy the second half. نمسكوا شنو حاسين كروفين وشنو حاسين كروفين. In that case, you have two halves that are offered, the half from Kohen Gadol 1, half Kohen Gadol 2, and two have been destroyed. The second half of Kohen Gadol 1 and the second half of Kohen Gadol 2. So number 9. إلو نيمار من حا ما حتسي في بسوك mention half من حا حيث يمر بفي حتسي يسرون ببيتو شحني بكريف. Then you might حتسي يسرون ببيتو مع بيت بكريف. Then you would have thought the guy could, the Kohen Gadol could bring half an Yisron for the morning and half an Yisron afternoon. So المرة اللي فاتت ما حسيتها ببوكر ما حسيتها بعرف half and half. مع حساب مش لما مقريب was taking half from a whole. هكذا is it possible? Maybe عيسون شلم في حسيو, he brings a whole one in the morning, splits it in half, ومقريب حساب بوكر بحساب العين brings half in the morning, half in the afternoon. ما يحصل شو بين البعيم أو شافارة say after the first one you brought the afternoon one became تمام or lost. يا أخويا في حسي يسرون بيته عربي تقريبا maybe might bring a new half one. ما بس says ما حسيتها ببوكر وما حسب معرف half and half. ما حسب مش لما maybe you have to bring half from a full. هكذا بريدو. maybe يسرون شلم بيته بحسيو ومقريب ما سام محسب عبد. If they bring a whole new one, you split it in half, you bring half, and you destroy half. Again, similar case to the other Kohen Gadol. When a Kohen died, you're bringing two halves and you're destroying two halves. Now, similar to this case, where the Kohen Gadol brought half and he died. ومن أحد الطاب يحاول حسيس من بيته وحسيس من ششان ثم ما حسب عرف ما يسألش لما هم ذيك العقريب حسيس من ذيك الششان ما حسب ما حسب ما حسب العبيد وحجام العبيد. That was the exact copy case of the Mishnah. Okay, تهني درب كذا رحمن. محسا ريشون ومحسا شني تعبار سرطاب يطلب بترزفا. If the first half that was not brought by the Kohen Gadol, the first one, before he died, and the second half that was not brought by the second Kohen Gadol, you should leave it overnight and burn it the next day. I understand why you burn this. You can't burn the first one because when it was brought, it was eligible to be burnt. It was eligible to be used, and therefore it's not considered notar. That's why you have to leave it overnight, it becomes notar, then you can burn it. However, in the second case, second half that the second Kohen Gadol brought, it was never eligible. You could not bring a full one. So why would you need to waste it? Why do you need to leave it overnight in order to burn it? You should be able to burn it right away. It was always going to be wasted. Amar Lachmani says, according to Tanakh Rabbi Mavud, he says, I feel like we go to only Bor Surah. Even a Pigul invalidation, you have to wait for it to burn. Meaning, that teaches you that in regarding to Isurim, regarding to things that become Pasul, you have to wait for the time to be burnt, but we don't hold like that. Rashi Marash is a different explanation. I feel to Ibn Hamim will agree over here. كيف بعدنا دباغينه إباعي هاي ماكريب إباعي هاي ماكريب ما حزة هزو. It's not. Even that second Isarona that the Kohen Gadol, the second Kohen Gadol brought, when you split it in half, both of them were eligible to be used. In a Hanami, you could only use one because you only needed one, but they're both eligible. Since they're both eligible, that second half, the second unused one, has to be left over, then you can burn it. Eighth verse says, how do you prepare the Havitin of the Kohen Gadol? الحياة بار أبا أمار بيوحنان أو فها بأحر كاخ متهغنا. First you bake it, then you fry it. راسي أمار بار حنان متهغنا بأحر كاخ fry, then bake. مار بحياة بار أبا مسكوزة دي بزار makes sense according to me. تفيني. Pasuk says tufeni, tufine, sorry. When you're doing the habitin, it says tufine. Te'afen and will sound like you bake it well. Means it's to be baked before fried. Vasi Amar, kivatedem didim savra. Makes sense according to tufeni teaches me te'afen and bake when it's partially cooked, meaning after it's fried. There's something else. Bake it a lot. He learns cooked and looking nice. says You have to knead, shape, and bake while it's in the Hatzer. And you're allowed to do it even on Shabbat. You know how you know this? Amar Ravuna, tufeni, the word tufeni. Te'afen and have to be baked well and attractive. If you go to bake it before Shabbat, it would be not be as good. It would turn stale and puffy. Therefore, you have to bake it on Shabbat. Matkif Yosef, Ema de Kavish, Le Bayarka. What's the problem? Bake it Friday and then wrap it. Keep it fresh. Has to be done feel b'shvat anytime you have to do it, even on Shabbat. Te'aseh has to be done. Feel tuma even if it's tameh. Rabbi Amar says solid mincha tamid, fine flour and mincha continuously. Harehi ki mincha tamidin. This is like the mincha of a tamid. Just like a tamid korban is on a mincha that's done on Shabbat, so too the havitin is on Shabbat as well. And tameh. Rabbi Amar says alma havat on the griddle to fry. Melamed sh'torah kli must be that you need a kli sharet. B'yaf element mo kivsel lina. And if that's the case, then you would have thought um, baking the havitin the day before Shabbat, the havitin become basul overnight. Therefore, must be the havitin be on Shabbat. Tanaka de Rabba, being proof of Rabba, a mahavat on the griddle, the man should do not clean, you clean it. Beshamin and oil, lo see Lashamin, you put extra oil. The energy that come, I don't have much extra oil. I only done, therefore, I learn as follows, by the Nemrakan Shemin, learn from the word havitin and oil, ben Eman, Lalam, ben Hadasachim, and also by the Nesachim, the libation oil. Mentions oil. Malan Soshis is Lugin, as soon as like over there is through Lugin. Afghan Soshis Lugin Asron. So to over here, you have 3 Lugin for an Isron of flour. Okay, so there's two exactly. Went the opposite way. Never kind of chimney oil here. Never been had the vashim. Also regarding the voluntary mincha oil. Malan log she'echad, mafkan log echad. So over there's one oil. Maybe over here was one log of oil. So is it 1 or 3? We're not sure. We'll clean tomorrow. And then.